welcome back, and thanks for coming back and watching how I'm gonna fill these very delicious pies. Today I have some strawberry jam, some homemade strawberry jam that I've made to fill these. You can use apples, you can use any other type of jam, you can use savory things to fill it up. It's up to you. So in my other video I showed you how to make this very easy pie crust, which consisted of vegetable oil, flour, salt, milk, and a little bit of sugar. So it's very simple. Look for the video, which is going to be the easy pie crust for beginners. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how we're going to use this pie filling, or I'm sorry, this pie dough to fill it. And of course you can use the pie dough to make a whole pie, but at this point I want to show you something different, how you can make individual pies, okay? So what I've done is this is basically, along with this, is half of my dough of the recipe that I have on my other video. So what I've done is I've divided into equal parts, 4 equal parts, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. Very easy. You want to flatten each piece out into a disc, as flat as you can get it. And this dough has been in the fridge, of course, for a couple of days now, and I've actually brought it out so that I can let it sit a little bit before we roll it out. So I'm using the parchment paper, which is the easiest way to do this. Less messy, and it just really does take a lot of the work out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some type of round looking disc, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect, but we do want to make sure that we get it somehow somewhere around, okay? And you can make these smaller if you like as well, but I think this size, which you can see here, is going to be the perfect size to fill these. So we're just going around. I'm using this rolling pin. You can use any other rolling pin. There's other ones out there. This one I find is the easiest one to use, especially for beginners if you've never done this before. So all I'm doing is going around. So you want to move the dough little by little so you get it the shape that you want. So let's take a look. And as you can see, it's pretty round. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay that the edges look like that. So we're just gonna kind of run this knife under it a little bit, just so that we know that it's movable and pliable. I'm going to show you how to fill it. So again, I have some strawberry jam here, and the recipe is going to be under the video, so you can click and see the full recipe. And you don't want to put too much filling. You really want to just be careful with how much you're putting in. You want to have enough, of course, because you want to taste it. You don't want it too much, otherwise you'll have a mess. So this is going to, all we're going to do is fill it there, and then we're just going to bring this half of the dough over. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to bring half of the dough over, just like that. And you're not going to take it all the way to the edge. You're going to overlap it, and you're going to leave some. It's okay that some of this, the under part is, the dough is bigger than the first part. So you just want to press it in with your fingers. And with this extra dough, you want to just pick it up and tuck it, okay? You want to just roll it over and tuck it like that, as you can see. So that you can create, you know, so you can seal it, and it does make it look kind of pretty. The presentation looks nice. And this is homemade, so it doesn't really have to be perfect, okay? Remember, your family's gonna eat it no matter what it looks like. So it's gonna be fine. But as you can see, I sealed it, okay? And at this point, you can just leave it like that, or you can do kind of like what we do with the apple pies or with the pies. you can bring it together with your fingers like that, your two fingers, just to give it a little bit of something. It looks a little different. Okay, so you can see it's a cute little pocket that you're going to make, and you're just going to transfer it to this sheet pan, and you want to put the parchment paper on the sheet pan as well. And I already have one, and as you can see, they're all going to be different. They don't have to be perfect. Again, this is homemade. This one cracked a little bit, no big deal, because we're going to have to go ahead and make some indents with a sharp knife right before we bake them. This is so that all the steam from what's inside the filling has somewhere to go, so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't just explode in your oven. So that's really important. So don't skip this step, okay? So you're gonna do that. Almost looks like two little eyes. So I'm gonna show you another one. Okay, this is the same size, roughly like the other one. And this dough is just, again, really easy, as you will see on my other video, to use and to form. If your kitchen is too hot and it starts coming to room temperature right away, and you see that it's kind of difficult to handle, you can put it back in the fridge a little bit. But at this point, this one's fine. I did let it sit out on the counter a little bit from the refrigerator. And I'm using just one parchment, but you can use two. If you feel comfortable, you know, if you think this is not working for you, you can just put it like that and then put another parchment on top. Okay, I just think this is pretty easy to do that. And you don't need to use two. Kind of save you a little bit there. So these are called, these can be called, you know, hand pies, or some people call them turnovers, other people call them empanadas, depending on where you're from. You know, they're pretty familiar everywhere you go. So, and you can do, again, you can do a savory filling. You can even do something like vegetarian. You can do like a, you know, all vegetable filling if you like. It depends on what you're doing. So they're very versatile. Okay. So here goes. We're going to do one more for you, and I'm going to show you something different you can do to finish them with a fork. So I just like to do this to help it along a little bit, so that when I turn it over, we know it's going all the way. So let's put some more. Let's put some of the filling again. Another thing you can do, this one I'm just using the strawberry jam or strawberry filling, but you can add cream cheese to this. It's delicious, the cream cheese. So that'll be something else you can do. You can just fill them up with cheese. So there we go again. So again, you're going to start with your fingertips to kind of seal it. Okay, so you want to seal them. Then the dough that's extra here is going to make awesome crust. Just think about the crust on the actual pies. And I actually did some that I filled with apples, with some apples that I cooked in some sugar and some cinnamon. Those were great. So it was kind of like an apple pie filling. Only thing, I cooked it before I put it inside the pies. So as you can see, I sealed them again. I sealed this one again. Okay. So the only thing I'm going to do different here is just a different style. You're going to get a fork and you're going to press down on the edges. So this is more like what an empanada looks like. This is how I know them anyways. Many different styles in different countries, depending on where you're from. Okay, so see, that one looks different. It looks very nice as well. Okay, so we're going to transfer this one to the baking sheet with the other ones. And what I usually like to do is I like to put them in the refrigerator a little bit. Let's go ahead and make the little indents in this one. I like to put them in the refrigerator a little bit before I bake them, just so that, you know, since the dough stays cold, it's flakier. The result is flakier when you cook them. The last thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and this is an egg with a little bit of water, and you're just gonna brush it. I don't have a pastry brush right now. I just have this handy dandy spatula, which works great. So you don't have to have so many different tools. If you don't have a pastry brush or a brush that's designated for the kitchen, you don't have to worry, okay? So as you can see, just gonna brush them a little bit. And this helps it get like a really crispy, you know, nice golden coating on top. And the final thing you wanna do, and this is for the sweet pies. If you're gonna do savory pies, you're gonna use maybe a little bit of coarse salt. This is sugar. You don't have to do this, but I don't know, I think it makes everything just so much tastier. Oops, I didn't put it on that one. I didn't brush up this one yet, but just wanted to show you what it looks like. Okay, so that's gonna be what they're gonna look like. You're gonna put them in the refrigerator for a little bit, or you can bake them right away. That's up to you. You can do that. And I do have some here in the oven that I've been baking. So I want to show you. Wow, look how delicious they look. These two in the end actually have apple filling. I made those a little bit earlier. So I just want to show you what they look like. You see I baked them on the parchment paper as well. These are delicious looking. And you can see some of the filling has oozed out from the pies, and that's actually what you want. You want to see that. That just adds to the effect, and it shows you, gives you an idea of how delicious they're going to be. So that's going to be the finished product. So go ahead and I hope you guys use the dough to make these pies or any other pies. You know, be creative, use different fillings, and enjoy. Thank you again for watching.